Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here with today's astrology for Friday, the 25th of May 2018. And yes, we are nearly at the end of May. Gosh, amazing how quickly the world seems to turn and these things seem to happen. We have the moon in Libra, and that is the case pretty much all through the day in the United Kingdom. We have a void, of course, coming up a bit earlier than that in other parts of the world. I shall mention that in a minute. But for now, the moon's in Libra. People are more sociable than usual. People tend to show more interest in making new friends than usual. Mutual understanding is important, and where people come together, that kind of togetherness is what's really in focus at the moment, whether that's a partnership, two people maybe polar opposites who are working something out together. That can work as well, but it tends to go better when people are, you might say, singing from the same hymn sheet, actually kind of thinking the same kind of thoughts, going in the same kind of direction. But, also good for just about any kind of meeting. A romantic rendezvous, that could be good. But decision-making is harder than usual because things are a bit kind of out there, a bit all over the place. Some people have doubts, some people hesitate. That might even be you when you actually get into the nitty-gritty of it. So you never know. But anyway, tomorrow, it's all change again because the moon is going to enter Scorpio. But first, let's do the void of course period. It's quite a long void, of course, as well. And the thing to do then is nothing that attracts any new action, consolidating what you've already done, clearing the way because there's a full moon coming in on Tuesday the 29th, not long at all, so it's good to start getting ready for that. And great because we've got this long void of course period, and that actually starts, let me see, 14:03, 3 minutes past 2 Pacific, 17:03, 3 minutes past 5 Eastern, here in UK, 22:03, in Christchurch, New Zealand, 23:03 on the 26th. So you're kind of in a slightly different place to the rest of us, but we all live on the same planet and it's all happening at the same time, no matter what the clock says. So we've got that void of course period coming in, and then we'll have the Scorpio moon, and that's 6:39 a.m. Pacific, 9:39 a.m. Eastern, and I say it again, 14:39 here in UK. Now then, it's a little bit less friendly in some ways, although Scorpio people make great friends. You don't have to be a Scorpio to feel this effect, but it could be difficult emotionally. There's a big chance, actually, quite a strong possibility of greed and envy coming in on this scene. Negative feelings, generally speaking, can come up under a Scorpio moon, but not always, because what's really happening there is that the colours of the world are kind of turning black and white. You're either one thing or the other, and then we tend to see other people as either one thing or the other. And of course, nobody can really be compartmentalised like that, but some people will be pushing their own agenda the way they want it to go, and it may be quite difficult to come back against that and get things going the way you want to go. But basically, there's always a good time to be had with Scorpios. It's a great time for anything that needs a lot of intense devotion, looking into details, really making sure a thing works well. So if things aren't so good socially, maybe there's a project around that you could get on with. Generally speaking, less sociable than a Libra moon, but that's the way it goes. The full moon is coming up on the 29th. That is going to be at 15:19 UK time. So let me see, that must be 8 hours before that Pacific, 5 hours before that Eastern, 13 hours ahead of that in New Zealand. Right now, though, the moon is 81.6% full, so we've got a little while to go before we get there. But we are in that second quarter there as she comes up to full. The energy is really getting quite strong. I wouldn't describe it as heavy energy, actually. There's something quite light-hearted about this, doubtless because it's something around spring and summer happening, which are coming in slowly but surely in different parts of the world at different times. But that's the way it goes. Today's alignment, the moon is square Pluto. Emotions are strong, instincts are basic. This kind of goes with the Scorpio thing in a lot of ways. Jealousy, territorial, people wanting to protect what's theirs, people wanting to make changes, not just to make small changes, but to have sweeping cleanups, that kind of thing. And people may use their sexual power in a kind of a strategic way, so do be careful about that. Venus and Mars. Well, Venus, you can really see the boundaries people are putting out at the moment, especially, social boundaries in groups of people. But people are just putting out their own boundaries. It's kind of good to keep it formal, respect people's traditions if you can. Just generally be diplomatic. A lot of this has to do with insecurity, so just keep being diplomatic and things will move forward. Things will improve a bit. On the other hand, Mars is square Jupiter, and Jupiter and Saturn are both retrograde, so this is quite difficult to call, but I'm trying. Ego energies need constructive expression. That is a true thing, really, and that is always the case when Mars could be iffy, could be causing kind of Mars type, I can't think of the word for it, but general angst and anxiety. Basically, don't worry about it because things usually have got a bit overblown. That's usually what happens. And a creative project or constructive thing that actually uses that energy to do something useful, something positive and good, that is the way to deal with the Mars energy when it's like that. That, my friends, is just about the astrology. Let's have a quick look at spaceweather.com. 421 kilometers a second, and the proton density is right down as well at 4.6. We are not actually in a solar wind stream at the moment, but there's another one coming in around about May the 27th to the 28th. Then there'll be a lot more going on in terms of lights in the sky if you're in parts of the world where you can see them. I'm not. I wish I was. It'd be great to see those things. 3 sunspots on the face of the sun. Very small ones really, but one of them is growing. That's number 2711. Number 2710 seems to be quite small and stable. And there is a third one just forming on the edge of the sun. But nothing big to talk about there. It's just that solar minimum, which we were pretty sure is coming, obviously isn't coming just yet. Okay, well, thanks again for watching, my friends. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Why not leave me a comment? We will share the journey. Okay, have a great day, friends. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.